In this video, we're going to be building a calendar invitation app in AI Studio. And the first thing I want you to know is that I am not a developer. I've never coded anything in my life, but I work at a computer all day, like a lot of people. And one of the things that I do for work all the time is I book travel. And my least favorite thing that I do for work all the time is that I then have to take that travel that I've booked and turn it into calendar invitations. For a multi-leg, multinational crossing the international dateline trip, just doing this can take like 30 minutes. Least favorite task, hate doing it. So I decided, what is this vibe coding thing that people keep talking about? I'm not a coder, so I never thought it was for me, but everybody keeps telling me it's really easy. So I went to aistudio.google.com. My understanding of vibe coding was just try talking to it and it'll write a program for you. And it turns out that is actually how this works. I started out, I had no idea how this was going to work or what kind of power this thing had. And I just said, I want to build an app that takes the copy-pasted text from an itinerary and turns it into calendar invitations that will have like hotel information and flight information and confirmation numbers. Can you do that for me? So we're going to click build. And the first time I did this, I had no idea what to expect. It could have been miraculous or it could have just returned an error message, and I was kind of equally prepared for either outcome. It's going to think for about as long as it takes to make a cup of coffee, which I think is what I did the first time I did this. So we've got our itinerary to calendar app now that it's created, and I can tell you right off the bat that this is not going to work in its current form. I know this because I created this app and tried to put in one of those multi-leg, multi-country kinds of flights, and it spent half a second creating an invite.ics file for me that did not understand how red-eye flights worked, did not understand how the international dateline worked. It was extremely confused about the concept of layovers. I think there was a flight that went from New York to Hong Kong in this particular one, and it decided that the flight was 1 hour long because it didn't understand that an entire day had passed. So I, pasted in my itinerary, I put it through, and was quite disappointed with the result. And so I came back to AI Studio, and I said to it, this isn't going to work like this. I need this app to understand datelines. I need it to be able to apply some logic, some just like simple thinking it through for the durations of flights. I shouldn't have to tell you that it takes more than an hour to fly from New York to Hong Kong. I would like this app to be able to think for itself in some respects. Essentially, I just went and talked to the manager. I didn't like the output that I was given. And so I went and I complained, thinking, well, that sometimes works in real life. Maybe it will work with vibe coding. And once again, that is in fact exactly how it works. You can just talk to it. It will just answer you. In fact, when it first gave me that invite.ics file, I didn't know what that was. So I just asked it, what's an invite.ics file and what do I do with it? And it very politely explained what it was, how to use it, how to upload it. It's really incredible how vibe coding is its own tutorial. You're never going to encounter a problem that the software itself can't explain to you. I gave it this feedback, and it's informed me that it's switched to using our Gemini 3.1 Pro model, which you can set up for yourself using a Google Cloud billing account. It allows it to have advanced reasoning, dateline and time zone awareness, universal time zone conversion, local time display. Now it actually seems to understand what it is that I need from it. So I'm just going to paste in the text of an itinerary so you can see what this looks like now on my end. I can hit extract events, and after it thinks for a few seconds, it's going to create that invite.ics file for me. So here you can see I've got my flights, I've got my hotel. If this was a more complex trip, it would actually be able to handle all of those different details. There's also a fun element here too that, in all of the conversation about like futuristic development tools, I don't hear people talk about as much, is that you can make this look however you want. Even after I finished bug checking this entire system, I then spent another hour just customizing the UI so that it was pretty and I liked looking at it. And AI Studio is just as happy to spend time with me working on that as in the actual meat and potatoes of the code. Everyone in my work function who also books a lot of travel also used this tool, and it's been an incredible time save. And creating the app, even with the troubleshooting, even with the extra tutorializing that it needed to put me through so that I could use it successfully, I don't know, it took maybe 2 hours from beginning to end. And now my least favorite work task is something I'd ever need to think about again. So if you have some sort of problem that's sticky, data-based, kind of annoying, but regrettably necessary, think about how maybe a software solution could fix it for you if you had a magical software engineer who could do whatever you told it to do. And go to aistudio.google.com and see if you can make it.